Welcome. Welcome. My name is Drake and this is Touching the Edge. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome for this exploration of what it means to be abundant and what it means to have expansiveness. And I want to suggest that abundance with a sense of expansiveness makes us feel more relaxed. When we have that spirit of courageous relaxation, we are in the spirit of abundance. And I want to suggest to you that we want to activate this throughout the day. We're not looking to relax, at night or on the weekend. Of course, we want to have relaxation at those times, but we're looking to marble relaxation throughout the day in those spaces, in between. Those moments when you're sitting on the way to work or when you are doing something where not much is going on, but you find yourself fretting and worrying. We want to interrupt those states of fretting and worrying. When we have tools not to try to change ourselves, but allow ourselves to be bigger than the situation that we're feeling about, we can find that courageous relaxation. It actually ends up being something that we discover is always a part of who we are. So let's do a practice right now. Let's do the 2 minutes of silence. And again, we've done this before, but I suggest to my clients that they do 2 minutes of silence 3 times a day. And we want to do it in lots of different circumstances. And remember, it's a very simple process. We try to pay attention to everything at once. We almost want to pretend like there's a bright light that just sort of brings everything out in relief. So for 2 minutes, we're going to pay attention. But don't forget, during that 2 minutes, notice every detail you can. Notice subtle sounds or the feeling of the temperature or air currents, but also pay attention to your internal focus. Notice what emotions you're having and notice how they change and shift. So for the next 2 minutes, let's pay attention, starting now. So let's start right now, 2 minutes of silence, just paying attention. Noticing any subtle details. Be aware if there's any perspiration. Just breathing. Aware of any subtle sounds. Be aware of your body. Notice if your body feels like it's positioned well. Just feeling yourself. Be aware of any internal things that are going on, the way your body feels inside. And again, aware of the emotions. Paying attention. Notice the sound of your breath. Experiencing everything at once. Time. So take a nice breath in, big sigh, and just feel it right in the center of the chest and notice the feeling in the aftermath. Anytime we do a practice, we always want to notice right after we do it. And just notice, what did you notice during that 2 minutes? I could hear one of my dogs making some noise upstairs. I had a sense of temperature in the room and realizing this shirt is a little bit heavy for the temperature. Just noticing all kinds of details, just being aware of my presence and your presence. Even though you're in a different place and time, I felt some sense of connection with you. And, in the aftermath, I really found that I was enjoying myself. And just yourself, what did you notice? Say it out loud. What did you notice during that 2 minutes? Any details at all? And don't forget to remark about how you're feeling emotionally. Now, one of the things I want to suggest is quite often when you do this 2 minutes of silence, you're going to find out that you're enjoying yourself. And what we experience with the 2 minutes of silence is that there is a baseline in us that is still and is expansive and in a relationship to abundance. If we get really, really present, we find that abundance is present. And we find that that courageous relaxation is part of who we are. So anyway, think about doing the 2 minutes of silence on a regular basis. When you do that, you shift your relationship to the world and begin to step into tranquility. So I'm going to ring the bell. I'm going to ask you to listen carefully. Here we go. When you practice the 2 minutes of silence, be aware of that latent sense of gratitude that just begins to shine forth. Thank you so much for joining. Please let other people know about this series and these videos. Please come back, comment, be a part of the conversation. Let's create a unity in this healing circle. I thank you so much for joining. Namaste.